Sleep comes easier tonight, and for the first time in a long time, I dream. What's up, Glow Gang? Thank you for coming back again. This is a very long game, especially the way we're breaking it up. Welcome to our YouTube exclusive playthrough of The Letter. So far, we are still in Chapter 1, playing as Isabella. I think Chapter 1, right? Maybe? I don't know how this works. She is a real estate agent who has sold a haunted mansion. In the haunted mansion, not only did she find a ghost with some ugly, gross feet, but she found a chain letter which tells her to show it to 5 people, help her, or else. So, she naturally has accidentally shown it to every single person in the entire world that she cares about. So, cool. Cool. And now the ghost is haunting her. And we're caught up. Also, her friend Zach made a movie that's supposedly really good, although the reviews said it sucked really bad, and he's kind of bummed about it, as you would be. She's supposed to be going with Ash this morning to go meet a professor of psychology who apparently studies a lot of things that don't sound related to the occult, but he promises that they are. Let's dive in. I dream of clear skies, of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets, and of small, cramped dwellings. To an outsider, the sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this is home for me. October 23rd, Sunday. Attack on Titan Day. Anyway. Morning draws bright and clear the following day. Dawns, not draws. Morning doesn't know how to draw because it doesn't have hands. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. If it wasn't for Ash's call last night, I'd probably sleep in. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already heading downstairs to where Ash is waiting for me in his car. His hair is a disheveled mess, eyes drowsy, and overall looking like he's hurried to get out of bed. Or fell out of it. Or both. He looks adorably rumpled this way, but I'm not going to tell him that. It'll only bloat his unbearable ego. His ego named Eagle. Eagle named Ego. I don't know. Good morning, Ash. He makes a motion with his finger around his ear. Tone it down. Can you even drive? He answers me with a slight raise of his hand, a yawn, and nothing more. He's never been particularly fond of mornings, and for that, I'm thankful to every god in the universe, less mental capacity for him to make fun of me. Ha! There's the reason why mornings are my favorite. Mornings suck, by the way. It doesn't take long for us to reach our destination. The small cafe situated in Luxbourne's busiest street, the same one I'd often visit with Becca for its cheap food. I've never gone here on a Sunday, and it's striking how different it appears without the usual weekday and Saturday rush. The atmosphere especially reminds me of something we also have back home, near the university I used to attend. I wonder what happened to it. It was being renovated before I left, so I never got to visit one last time. The place has always had a calming effect on me. But today, despite standing in a place similar to it, anxiety easily washes over me as soon as I step out of the car. I'm quite used to dealing with people I've never met before thanks to my work, but still, I don't know him. In spite of the fact both Ash and Becca have vouched for him, what will he think of me and my story? What if he thinks I'm crazy? Hell, even my own friends think so. I draw in a breath to quell the panic beginning to rise in me. Oh well, only one way to find out. A few hesitant steps forward, and then Ash is suddenly pulling me back by my elbow. Hold on, scaredy cat. Not too fast. Without warning, he flicks my forehead. Hard. That hurts. What was that for? He's already walking away when I look up, and I hurry to catch him, puzzled. I really don't understand this guy. At least explain why you're flicking other people's foreheads all of a sudden. So rude. Get yourself together, will you? He's not going to bite. He's very accommodating, too. I wasn't scared of him or anything. Oh yeah, you don't look like it. Didn't sound like you're okay last night either. Huh? What? Hey, don't just ignore me. All questions and retorts die on my mouth once he opens the door to the shop. A cast iron bell attached to it chimes softly, announcing our arrival. The smell of freshly brewed coffee, God, I want coffee, welcomes us as soon as we step in. Oh God, are we back in the cafe? Gah. Like the usual, several tables and chairs have been set up for patrons, but most of the customers have forgone them in favor of the more comfortable throw pillows and beanbags the staff has laid out on the floor. Becca would love to know they have something like this on Sundays. She's been complaining how uncomfortable the library chairs are for a long time now. Ash leads me to a secluded spot near the window where an old man, probably in his 50s or 60s, because apparently that counts as old now, is seated enjoying a brew and a book. Professor Clark. It's just Andrew now. I'm no longer your professor. Detective Inspector Frey. I forgot Ash works as a cop with a wallet chain. You ever see a detective with a wallet chain and that shirt? I think I'd ask for somebody else. The guy, Andrew, looks up from his book and gives him a smile. A sheepish look crosses Ash's face as the older man's admonishment. More unusual, in my opinion, is seeing him appear like a parent has just scolded him. But it suggests a familiarity between them, one that goes beyond what someone expects from a simple student and mentor. With another warm smile, he gestures for— Wait, what was that implying? He gestures for us to take the empty seats opposite him. Have you been waiting long? Quite some time, but I come here early on the weekends. Best time to get their first serving of bear claws. They're the only place that serves it here. I took the liberty of ordering for you too. Hope you don't mind. Thought it'd be less to talk over a decent helping of coffee. I like coffee. I would like some coffee. Soon enough, a waiter brings us 2 more cups and sets down a basket of pastries. Not oh my gosh. Aren't you going to introduce the lady? Ah, right. Sorry. Isabella. This is Andrew. He's one of my professors back at the university. Andrew, this is Isabella Santos. Santos? Portuguese, Spanish, Brazilian, Mexican? Wow. Filipina, actually. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Ah, your name carries a lot of history, Miss Santos. Is that why you had no idea where it came from? Just Andrew is fine. Don't do what Ashton's doing. He doesn't listen to this old man. He doesn't listen to anyone. The awkward tension typically presents in first meetings dissipates after that. I was expecting someone strict and, to an extent, someone severe, but Professor Andrew Clark is definitely the opposite of what I have in mind. It's a more personable kind, similar to a grandfather who dotes on you at family gatherings. It's obvious why Ash has taken a liking to him. Ashton tells me there's something you wish to discuss that I could help with. Let's hear it then. I give Ash a hesitant glance, but he just nods and gestures towards Andrew with his head. He's leaving this to me. It's my story to tell, after all. I'll keep it short and concise. I found a letter in this old mansion and now I'm cursed. Exactly as I had told Stop making fun of me. You read it then. Exactly as I have told Ash and Zach when they asked about it. I don't mention the name of the place. No use saying it now that someone else legally owns it. No use dragging other people into my problems. I am sure it's that letter I found, but I don't know anymore. I just want to know how to escape this nightmare. Of course. We're talking about the one in Anselm Village, aren't we? How did you... Don't look so surprised. There's only one place popular enough here, if we're going to talk about hauntings. I once had a colleague who wrote about it and the urban legends surrounding the place. Years worth of study, but fascinating. It's a shame he passed away at such a young age. He would have done a much better job at explaining topics. Oh my god, did the house kill him? Did the house kill him? Ashton here might disagree, but it's an interesting topic in sociology if you care to have an open mind. Studying the science and theory beyond it is completely different from outright believing in it. You don't believe in those stories, sir? Now, this isn't a question of belief. All I'm saying is things like this speak a lot about a place's culture and history. And it's not just limited to ghosts, monsters, gods, you name it, even you, Miss Santos. What about me? How you respond to these stories, it tells a lot about you and your upbringing. In the same way it tells me why our detective inspector here finds such topics absurd. I find his outfit absurd, but, you know. Interesting, isn't it? My head is starting to spin from all this. I'm not the smartest person around it, but I understand what he's trying to get at, I think. It's still too much to take in at once. I look to Ash for help, but his eyebrows are drawn in a frown. If he keeps staring like that at his cup, I'm pretty sure it'll crack soon. There's still something you're not telling. Did I tell you everything the other day? Yeah, but you mentioned the rights, then you proceeded to drop the topic right after. What's with that? They don't have anything to do with this. The rights? Luke and Hannah, right? Yeah, they're the ones who got the place. I'm not surprised. They're the kind who get what they want when they set their eyes on it. From what I've heard, word gets around. A heavy sigh escapes my lips. Popular or not, they're just my clients. Albeit a little pushy, but just clients. End of story. I wish he'd stop pestering me about them. Shut up, Ash. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Did we screw it up? Sorry, Ash. Oh, Lord, this isn't what I signed up for when I agreed to meet with this professor. Shut up, Ashton. You're avoiding the question again. They're just my clients. Yeah, you mentioned that, but that doesn't mean, and I see no reason why you should be suspicious of them. Everyone has reason to be. All I'm saying is you should be careful with who you deal with, especially those people. You can't just go tell people to avoid them, at least tell me why. I can't. Will you just listen to me? Can you even hear yourself? You're not making sense. The cups rattle the moment I slam my hand on the table. I'm quick to cast the couple sitting beside us, an apologetic smile when they turn their head at the sound. Ash and I stare each other down. Apparently I caused a conflict with my choice. They stare each other down. Both of us are carrying a tight expression on our faces, neither wanting to give way. How am I supposed to understand if you keep holding things back? It wasn't like this before. But somewhere along the way, something has changed in us. As people, as friends, I wish there's a way I could explain when or why. Instead, I'm left searching blindly for reasons. The next thing we know, we'll be drifting further and further apart. How frustrating. Now, kids, settle down. We're not going to solve anything by shouting. Sorry, Sir Andrew. And we're not going to solve anything either if you keep omitting things. Speak for yourself. I'm not the only one doing that. You'll have to forgive my former student, Miss Santos. He's always been the curious kind. Many people think he's lazy, but it's actually the opposite. I see that hasn't changed. Oh, really? How is he? Back when he was your student. I'm sorry, I need to ask that. He doesn't talk much about that. And there's a reason why. Please don't. Tried to sleep on the first day of class. He didn't repeat it after what I made him do when I caught him. Students like him are the easiest to deal with once you know what piques their interest. I'd have to say he's one of the very few who's actually interested in the subject, though. But there was this one time when, by the end of the conversation, Ash looks like he's praying for the ground to swallow him. He's never been one to talk about himself. What I know about him are mostly bits and pieces I've gleaned over the years. He's an atrocious singer, he's bad at art, and he has a personal vendetta against mornings. Now it feels like he isn't that hard to figure out after all. And that's where we'll stop for the day. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of our YouTube exclusive playthrough of The Letter. Keep watching to figure out how the story unfolds. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you could poke those like and subscribe buttons, that would be super groovy because it helps me to be able to continue making and improving my content, and also acts as an offering to the algorithm gods. And we all know how important it is to appease our Lord and Savior Algo. Also, be sure to check out my live streams on Twitch and join the Glow Gang by following me on Twitter and joining our Discord. Links for those as well as all of my artist credits can be found in the description below. As always, stay bright, lamplights.